What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with another episode of Brewing With. But tonight, we're not going to be brewing with a specific card, we're going to be brewing with a specific color. And the name of the game is, can we make a deck that is rotation-proof? So you got to filter out all the sets from Midnight Hunt down. And the first thing that happened when I did that was I had a bit of an epiphany, and it was following the Orzhov Vehicles deck that is most recently up on the channel. Go check it out. Epic Brew. Still one of my favorites of the last couple of weeks, for sure. But the epiphany was, well, there's no more creature lands. We lose all the creature lands, including crawling barons, and literally every single land that has the ability of turning into a creature is gone once rotation hits. So unless there is some new ones coming in Dominaria, we're going to be the game's going to change significantly. You guys don't realize how much those creature lands change the match. Just this ability to continue to attack after a sweeper has been fundamental in aggro decks and control decks, you name it. And not having access to them made me think of something. Vehicles are going to be the new creature lands, because in a way they survive most sweepers except for Farewell, which is turn 6, and not every deck is playing it. And you can crew them again quite easily and keep swinging for damage after a sweeper. So, long-winded introduction, little epiphany that I had out of the way. Let's jump into version 1. I've got 2 versions. I'm going to be playing both of them. I'll be focusing mostly on version 1, but then I'd love to show you version 2. It's like a little bit more control-y, mid-rangey version towards the end, so stick around. But without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew. The new face of Mono White, could it be? We'll have to check in, after rotation, or if we get the standard 2023 play queue that we got, for the last couple of years, then we can check in on my prediction and see if I was right. But with Mech Hangar remaining, post-rotation, we can still crew our vehicles after a sweeper. And just running 3 of them, you often get them in most games. So as long, as well as providing this great value that they already provide, which we'll get to in a second, they can just, you get hit with a Doomscar, you get hit with a Blood on the Snow, you get hit with a Meathook Massacre, you name it, your vehicles survive. And you can keep swinging. And there's lots of ways that we can do that. So, let's take it from the top. I've got 1 copy of Curse of Silence, and I've been plagued by this decision. I've run the deck like this, and I've run the deck like this, and I just cannot decide which is better, because Curse of Silence has been sneakily good. I'm notably not playing Talia in the deck, because we've got lots of non-creature spells, like your planeswalkers, your vehicles. I'm not really taxing my own stuff, and I honestly never really liked Talia too much to begin with. So alongside me not playing Talia, which is the one big tax effect from the current mono white sort of taxes deck that's been very popular for ages now, that remains. The Redain is gone, the Elite Spellbinder is gone, even the Archon of Emir. I mean, there's so many of the cards from the taxes deck in white that are gone after rotation. So I wanted to keep at least a little bit of tax in the deck, and Curse of Silence has been great. If you play enough of the meta, you almost always know what the opponent's going to be playing. If you think well enough, you pick the right card. This can really put a spanner in their wheels. It's an additional 2 colorless to cast the spell, and if they do eventually get to cast it, you can either decide to leave this on the board if it's a glue card that they're going to be trying to cast multiple times, or otherwise you can choose to sack the Curse of Silence and draw a card. So that's why it's been plaguing me. March of Otherworldly Light is obviously also amazing, but I've been having some really sweet little victories because of Curse of Silence. So we'll see. We'll make that call before the end of the video, I promise. Then we've got 3 Hopeful Initiates, just because it's still just an amazing 1-drop, which can grow through the training ability and can then eventually be used to destroy artifacts and enchantments. So just fantastic. Then I've got 4 copies of the Hotshot Mechanic, which is one of the ways, like after a sweeper, you have a Hotshot Mechanic in your hand. You even just keep it there for that reason. Or, you know, you top deck one, which could happen quite often because you've got a full play set. You just play it after sweeper, and it can crew all the way up to Surgehacker Mech, because it can crew vehicles as though with power 2 greater. It has 2 power, so it can crew 4. So you can crew your Surgehacker Mech even with the Hotshot Mechanic, which is just amazeballs. As well as being just a nice, you know, aggressive 1-drop with 2 power, kind of taking the position of the other one that's a warrior, soldier, spirit thing guy that with the boast ability, whose name I can never remember. And it can, you know, just the same way as the other one did, it can grow the Hopeful Initiate, you know, because of the training. It's got more power, at least for the first time they attack together, which is great. Then March of Otherworldly Light, of course, amazing. Nice that it can target creatures, enchantments, or artifacts. Then we've got 3 Fateful Absence also sticking around after rotation, and 1 Valorous Stance. I'm just kind of going through my removal. There's also 3 Brutal Cathars, of course, the -1 of the -2 of the Wandering Emperor, which is a form of removal. The Surgehacker Mech is a removal as well, you know, so quite a bit of removal, as well as 2 Eiganjos here in the mana base. But going back to the 2-drops, we've got Intrepid Adversary, just amazing. Can crew the Bankbuster straight away, crew 3, just play it on turn 2 and then just crew the Bankbuster. Pretty nice. As well as the lifelink, amazing. And then if you just top deck one in the very late game when you've got uber loads of mana, it's of course amazing. You know, when your vehicles get crewed up, they also get the buff, and it's great. So obviously one of the better white cards that's sticking around after rotation had to go with at least a 3 of. And I've got 1 sneaky Valorous Stance. Just not to go full Fateful Absence. Sometimes you can remove something without having to give them a clue token. And I like that it's, you know, can also save one of your creatures potentially from a destroy effect. Then the Bankbuster. One of the main win cons, believe it or not. Actually going to be attacking with this guy. That's kind of one of the main reasons, you know, one of the ways we're hoping to win with this deck. But before we get to that point, it's also our card draw engine, and eventually also poops out a pilot that it can crew itself with. You guys have heard me raving about this card now for a few seasons. It's amazing. Then we've got Brutal Cathar, of course. You know, the 3-drop slot was so contested in you know, in current standard. There's so many cards in mono white in the 3-drop slot that people just don't know what to play, and that's like the hardest part of building that deck, is trying to figure out you know, how many of what to keep in that slot. Now it's just like the only thing that it was here in consideration was the Restoration of Eiganjo. Everything else is a little bit like meh in the last 3 sets. So yeah, it's fine. I like it like this. It gives me more slots, you know, more space in the deck to go a little bit more mid to late game with some Planeswalkers. But it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 sets. So understandably, I wonder if, you know, it'll be as always the most contested slot in mono white, or if it's gonna morph a little bit into a more mid-rangey, as one of my previous prediction has been. I kind of think I would like it if it did, and let aggro be something else for a while. But yeah, Adeline, of course, amazing. Alongside our Brutal Cathars, they're just amazing. Adeline is just insane, like such a strong card. I'm happy it's sticking around after rotation. Then we've got 3 copies of the Wandering Emperor, which I've decided is my sweet spot as far as numbers go with the Wandering Emperor. A lot of decks running like a 4 of. I think 3 is just perfect, and that gives me a little bit more wiggle room to have like other 4-drops in the same slot. In this case, I've gone for 2 copies of the Surgehacker Mech. If you've got 1 Bankbuster already in play, when it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to twice the number of vehicles you control to a target creature or Planeswalker, which is great. And so then it'll count itself as well as the Bankbuster, and do 4 damage. If you've got 2 Bankbusters in play, 6 damage, and so on and so forth. And it can be quite a nice little bit of removal, but the main thing is the Menace and the 5/5. So this is, you know, if the usual kind of mono white, like Hopeful Initiate, Hotshot Mechanic, occasionally maybe get to swing in with a Bankbuster or 2, and then we got Adeline going, and the Brutal Cathars, and we exile a thing with Wandering Emperor, and we kind of just going the usual mono whitish route, and we win that way, fine. If the game goes a little bit more late, then we morph into this thing where if we get hit by a sweeper, which is usually what happens to mono white, like the opponent clings on, you've almost killed them, and then you get hit with a sweeper, and then you got to rebuild. And usually lose the game. In this case, we've got these great planeswalkers that, alongside our Mech Hangar, even if we have no creatures on the deck, on the board, we can crew up one of our remaining vehicles, put these +1/+1 counters, both from Elspeth and the Wandering Emperor, on our vehicles, and continue to attack after sweepers, and it's just amazing. Amazing. Usually we've gotten the opponent close enough to death with the usual kind of mono white plan that then they just manage to hit the sweeper, and all we need is that one more turn. They are completely tapped out, and we untap with still a Surgehacker Mech and a Bankbuster, 1 Mech Hangar, and you know, maybe I'll top deck a Hotshot Mechanic, or I had one in hand, as I mentioned. You just crew your Bankbuster with the Hotshot Mechanic, crew your Surgehacker Mech with your Mech Hangar. You put, I've had a game where my Surgehacker Mech had First Strike, Vigilance, Flying, Lifelink, and Menace, and it was like a 8/8 or something, because I was also putting counters on it from the Wandering Emperor. Epic. Just this flying Surgehacker Mech, like 8/8 coming at you with Lifelink every turn, and I hope to show off that for you guys tonight during the gameplay footage. Then we've also got an AO, which is great, just a sneaky one-of. The algorithm puts it into your hand more often than you think when you just got like a one-of. And it's great. When it dies, it kind of replaces itself. You often get like 2 or 3 cards on the board off of it. Or depending on the board state, you can put 2 +1/+1 counters on all the rest of your creatures and vehicles. Amazing. And because we're mostly plussing Elspeth, although I occasionally do the -3 to get a Brutal Cathar or something, I'm more often than not, I'm plussing her all the time, so getting the ultimate off is easier than you think, and of course that's fantastic and game-ending stuff as well. So that's the deck. Mono White Standard 2023, my prediction for what it might kind of look like before the new Dominaria set comes and sort of changes everything, hopefully. In the mana base, like I said, I got 2 Eiganjos, a little additional removal, 1 Field of Ruin, and 3 Mech Hangars to crew our vehicles. Let's jump into some games. Just gonna take it easy tonight. I want to just kind of show off, try and get to do as many play lines as possible, so I'm gonna play it in unranked. I fully think it's I've been playing it in ranked. I got some sweet victories in ranked as well. You just feel occasionally the lack of some of the tools that they have in that standard. I'm gonna be sort of leaving these decks on the hub as well as in the video description for you guys, in preparation for what I think will be the standard 2023 play queue that's coming shortly. Oh, that's just amazing when that happens. Oh, oh. Can we go wider than the goblins? Nice. So now, if we attack, this guy becomes a 2/3, which means he may, so we'll probably, like, no matter what, we'll lose 1 creature, right? But then will we get to kill one of his? is the question. Because if he blocks the Hopeful Initiate with the Goblin Captain, we're happy. Then we Valorous Stance the Hopeful Initiate, no problem. If he blocks with the Bandit Lord, then he doesn't lose anything. We lose a mechanic, because he'll probably just block. Let's see what happens. I've also got the Eiganjo if I really feel like it, but I kind of would rather keep it for the Wandering Emperor. Okay. Maybe not. What do you reckon? What if we don't get a third land? That'll be so punishing. This has been the worst possible blockage. The third option there that I didn't mention. This way he doesn't even try to take the trade. Yeah. Hopefully we get another land. May have been a mistake, but that does buff all of his guys. It is his lord, so I'm quite happy with that decision. Oh my god, what's the name of the other one? It's that one that's like the war chant something. Goblins Standard 2022. Images. I'm like quickly Googling. Battle Cry Goblin. I think I may just name that. No point in attacking into the goblins. He gets first strike now if he attacks. But not if he attacks alone. Okay. Get another Hopeful Initiate. Ugh. Paying for not taking that land. Right then, against Gobbos. Good. Now the question is, do I block the Bandit Lord? Ooh. I've been thinking about this, you know, just make goblins, throw in the Kiki Jiki. Does it really make it that much better? You like just copy the Bandit Lord or whatever. Ooh. Ooh, spicy. We need land, mate. We need lands, like, ASAP. I can't believe I did that. Of course he had another Bandit Lord. So now we could destroy the Fable. Make our guy small again. That's no good. That's no good. What a disaster. Chapter 2 is kind of dead in this deck though. You don't really need to discard anything. I mean, I guess if you got stupid cards in your hand that you don't want to get some new ones, it's still good. It's not like as good as in like in Naya Reanimator, where it's also like putting your Velomachus in the graveyard for you. Or something like that. hate losing to goblins. I really hope we draw a land. It's terrible, terrible situation. Yes. I think I'm just gonna freaking just rock his ass. Booyah.
My people must contend with me. This is what you get for hurting my people.
Let's see. I'm okay with him like blocking here. Nice. Unless he's got haste, the Wandering Emperor survives, which is pretty sweet, but our top... Oh my lord! Was really not expecting that. Okay, never mind. I thought I may have had a chance there. Now his Kiki Jiki's online next turn. Oh!
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelmed. My judgment is fine.
Okay. Being able to copy the charger is also pretty annoying. Brutal Cathar would be nice, or a Surgehacker Mech. Just not getting any cards, mate. Even a freaking Intrepid Adversary would be okay at this point. Oh, he's gonna do 1 damage when this thing dies. Word, that is a great little combo. Hey, I got what I asked for. That is a great little combo. I like that. He's just like in goblin deck heaven. Like everything's just working out for him. I need to get rid of that Kiki Jiki like now. Had to happen. At least that's one of the 2 little combo wombos he's got going. Less. Oh man, just these terrible top decks, like unbelievable. I mean, okay, honestly, a couple of incredible saves with the Wandering Emperor, we wouldn't even be in the game at this point, but still, like, I would love to get some juice going. Oh my lord. You have got to be shitting me. Unbelievable. Nothing worse. Wow, that was like Goblin deck heaven. The guy just like finally got to do everything that the deck wants to do ever. It's probably like the best game he's had in a freaking week. And probably my worst. That was terrible. Can't believe how many lands we drew in a row there. We didn't have any of our card draw. Just terrible, terrible, terrible game. Gotta roll that one off and go straight into the next one and hopefully punish my opponent. Mechanic, Fateful Absence, no. 2 Intrepid Adversaries. And the Bankbuster. I like it. I like it a lot. Don't touch my mechanic, please. Dirk Jagger. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Orzhov. Yay! You know what else doesn't hit Bankbuster? Banishing Verse. Let's see you go Infernal Grasp on the Bankbuster, baby. Valorous Stance is ready. Nice. Oh no. Not these guys. And we're bricking again. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh my lord. How many games in a row does this have to happen? I thought we'd gotten it out of our system. Nice. This is just too much, man. Honestly, like, what is going on? Wandering Emperor. Had to be it. It's the only possible explanation.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Esper midrange detected in the unranked play queue. Banana. Is he gonna play a creature and put a counter, or is he gonna -1? Maybe March of Otherworldly Lights? I knew it! These are land. Just give me a land, mate. It's not a lot to ask for. Thank you. That's probably Doomscar, though. First couple games going pretty badly. Whew. Oh, I'm not gonna miss Foretell. What a nerve-wracking mechanic. I'd say we go for Adeline. And hopefully no sweeper. Followed up with a Intrepid. Another Obscura Charm. Okay, did we just win? Maybe? No, not at all. I hope he hits us with a sweeper now. It would be amazing. Wandering Emperor, number 2. It's insane, this card, man. It's gonna be
Run away.
everywhere, even more than it is now.
You're done.
Imagine saw it coming. Oh my lordy lord. My nemesis, these brews. Just zero win con bollocks. Oh, it's always so tantalizingly close, and I know that the control mage is just like, yeah, it's my favorite thing ever. So I think we can just quite happily swing face. No. Forgot it was nighttime. The cheeky bugger.
Then keep watch for intrudes.
Yeah.
It's like your defenses aren't even there.
Every job is an opportunity. I know there's a hero inside you.
You have got to be shitting me.
Hey! Watch the roughhousing.
Please, no Doomscar. Oh my lord. Are we doing this? Yeah! Woo! Elspeth is just so damn sweet. Guys, I've had a bit of a... I think version 2 is the way to go here. I was gonna show it to you a bit later, but I think it's time to just bust right into version 2. So, without further ado, let's jump into it, shall we? This is definitely more controlly, more mid-rangey than even the other one. A lot of the similar cards. We've got the Curse, we've got the Mechanic, we've got the Otherworldly Light, but notably no Hopeful Initiate. Still the 3 Fateful Absence. I've gone up 1 more Valorous Stance. Full place of the Bankbuster, and we've also got 2 Unlicensed Hearse, which has been really, really nice. Even in this format where it's not like a must-play sideboard card for Greasefang Parhelion, it's also just good in Standard. There's plenty of cards that are going in graveyards, and plenty of decks that, you know, are doing shenanigans. There's lots of Naya Reanimator and all sorts of things running around, and you just deal with that. The opponent will just scoop. And then it gets huge, and you can crew it for 2, which is nothing. So just all around, pretty sweet. I've gone with the 2 of. Where initially I had the Mech Titan Core, I ended up going with 2 Unlicensed first, and it's been, again, really, really nice. Then, instead of the Brutal Cathar, we've got Borrowed Time. A little bit more versatile, a little bit harder to remove. Then we've got Restoration of Eiganjo instead of the Adeline, helping us ramp into our later plays potentially by discarding a land and then having it enter the battlefield and then playing the land for your turn. You kind of ramp into your turn 5 a turn sooner, which is quite nice. And then eventually you get back this Architect, which is a great, you know, crewer if necessary. You can also start putting +1/+1 counters on it with Elspeth and the Wandering Emperor, and it gets pretty out of hand if you give it flying and it's got vigilance and things. It's great. And then we've got a very similar plan to the other deck, and here in the top end with just now we've got for an additional AO because it's just so good. We've got 2 Surgehacker Mechs and 3 Elspeth Resplendents. But instead of having no sweepers, we've got 2 farewells, which we can name, you know, creatures, graveyards, enchantments. If we don't have a restoration in play, or even if we do, it's okay. As long as our planeswalkers and our vehicles are surviving, then we've still got the 3 Mech Hangars in this mana base. Mana base is exactly the same. But we do have just 2 farewells here against certain decks. It's just great. Like, pull the plug, just sweep everything away, start again. We get to keep our planeswalkers, and that should win us the game. So that's the version 2, and I think probably going to be a little bit more performant. I feel like it's just with the Eiganjo, it's a little bit faster to get to, you know, your later gameplays. We're going to try again and revisit that one when Standard 2023 play queue drops and refine it better, so stick around. And of course, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, they're invaluable to me, and yeah, really help out. You could also join the Discord community. There we can really get into the nitty-gritty. Monkey D. Low. From, what's the series, the anime, One Piece. Don't see that every day. Has learn. Oh no, yeah, it's got learn. And it gains life. It's pretty sweet, actually. Uncommon. Very life gain deck. I want to hold my removal, borrowed time and whatnot for the inevitable Righteous Valkyrie. Or Trelisara. Okay, no green tapped land. So you can't Tamios or anything. So let's do the thing with the Thang and the Thong. Maybe we just hold up Wandering Emperor and have him attack. I think that's a better idea. Just exile that thing. Just in case he's playing Cleric class. Oof. Nice, very nice. Cheeky. Also gets to learn, and an additional way of triggering the life gain without having to go, you know, Innkeeper. Although he's probably also running the Innkeeper. There's the Valkyrie. So we exile Trelisara now with the Wandering Emperor, and then we borrowed time the Valkyrie. Hopefully he doesn't have the Snakeskin Veil now. It's totally possible.
I hope you're ready to lose.
I think it's just the Overgrown Arch holding up priority. He just wants to scry once more, I guess. Nice.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
I think it's time to play out a freaking AO. And just enjoy our lives with a big ass flying dragon.
Show them how we greet our...
Got mana to even play the Elspeth. I think I'll keep Eiganjo as removal. Would now only cost me 2 because AO is a legendary. This type of deck might run like, I don't know, Skytave Apparition or something. They may have some Fateful Absence sneaking around in there. There's freaking that card. Yeah. 2 must remove targets. Still not big enough to tussle with my AO. It does have that treasure, but hey, let's try this. Imagine it's a Tamiyo's. Okay. Don't mind if I do. We even get a blocker. I don't think you should have gained that life. Could have blocked with your wall here, mate. Now Elspeth would just be... Start putting flying counters on my Architect. Have some flying like vigilance. Chunky boys. So where's another one? I think we may be able to stay ahead of it. Hopefully draw some more removal.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Still have the mana for a Eiganjo. Epic. Maybe I could have baited him now with the Architect. Swing in, hopefully blocks with the voice, and then I'll try to do that with AO, depending on how big the voice gets. But if he does attack and he doesn't give it vigilance, we can just exile it with the Wandering Emperor. Okay. We get 2 more counters. It'll give it flying. I'll take that. Yoink! Oh, baby.
If a fight's coming, I'll be on
Okay.
the front lines. Remember your training. This is your fight. Win it.
I think we're gonna go for the life link first, or the flying. You'll probably just block with the arch and then tap it after he declares blockers. But if he is thinking of maybe blocking something with the voice, then... Ooh. Okay, nice. So, it'll become a 7/7. It'll take 5 plus... It will just die straight away. Takes 4 plus 3 for the first strike from the Wandering Emperor. Desperate for a freaking card that gives some sort of life gain. Doesn't find it. Oh, baby. Life is good. These two together are quite something. I'm hoping the opponent doesn't scoop and just lets us... Oh, okay. It's a big contender. He needs to gain, however, 4 life. So he's gaining 1, which is 2. Oh, no. He's getting those angels this turn, for sure. Uh-oh, those angels are gonna be a problem. If we try and survive for one more turn.
Strike fast and strike hard.
I don't think he's gonna double block. This is his like final trump card type situation. Life link, vigilance, first strike, vigilance. Nice. Very nice. Do we get to ulti the Elspeth? That is the question. Okay, that's one way of growing your Valkyrie. shit. What do we do, man? This is crazy. Will the ultimate from Elspeth win the game? I think so.
I can't protect everyone. Never forget that angels built this city, not demons.
Pretty nice.
Every job is an opportunity to learn more about this city. Show them what you got.
Nah.
We've got the edge in this fight.
I'm feeling pretty confident, regardless. Can't block this. Or he may still choose to. He's just got this obscene life gain. And now with the cleric class. Okay. Ah, the boredom. The boredom. What can we draw that wins us the game? March of Otherworldly Light, Fateful Absence. I mean, so many things. I may even just -3 the Elspeth this time and try and get a freaking borrowed time or whatever. Now he gets all those triggers again. Oh, the boredom. The boredom. Just the boringest boredom. This is an artifact, which is also annoying for my farewell here. God. Just the slowness of it all. This life gain deck. Oh my lord. Most of this nonsense is going to be gone after rotation. Fortunately, Trelisara even is gone. Woo! The classes are gone. Woo! What a change. Okay, give me those vehicles, please. Yes. Not that I care. Because now the plan is to... and then...
We must protect the people. This is my city,
Oof.
and I'm going to protect it.
What? Why couldn't I attack? Why couldn't I attack? Did I do something wrong there? Now we give our unlicensed hearse flying and burst strike. So okay, now we can crew the Bankbuster. Sorry,
How we greet our enemies.
the hearse with the samurai. And then we crew the Surgehacker Mech with the Hotshot Mechanic. Then we +3 Badoosh.
Let's do this together.
Vigilance. Oh baby. Oh, that feels so good. And that just makes everything so much better. We can even crew the Surgehacker Mech defensively. Yes, yes, baby, get stuffed, life gain. Woo, what a lock state with that angel, the Valkyrie Harbinger. That was really fun. What it's all about. All right, we've arrived at the 58-minute mark. Kind of got to show off all the various playlines and interactions, although kind of spread out over 2 brews. I hope that this gets you thinking about rotation, gets you thinking about Standard 2023 play queue that is undoubtedly coming to Arena soon. Fingers crossed. And if nothing, then at least gave you some brew ideas for something else that you got going in your life. Because right now, I think vehicles in mono white is like I've been having lots and lots of fun playing with these decks over the last couple of days, both of them. So I'll leave both of them in the description, and there'll be a link to one, probably version 2 in the Ether Hub. For you guys to go copy and enjoy. But that's going to be it for tonight's gameplay footage. I'm going to leave them exactly as they are, except maybe yeah, I think the 2 marches is still the way to go. But yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow with some fresh brews, and until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab signing out. Peace, y'all.